3D billiards, pool, and snooker on the Nintendo Switch. Ever heard of it?
Can't say I have. Pool and snooker, you said. On the Switch. Okay, now you've got my attention.
That's just it, right? The lack of info itself is kind of fascinating.
It really is. It's like finding a treasure map with the X marking an empty room. What's the point? Why even make the map?
Exactly. So our mission this time, dear listener, is less about dissecting what we know and more like embarking on a joint research project.
I'm game if you are. Let's start with the obvious. Why is this listener so curious about 3D billiards? What sparked their interest?
My thoughts exactly. Did they stumble upon it on the eShop for like $2 and think, what's the catch? Or maybe it's so niche, so under the radar, that it has to be a hidden gem. Like a dusty old vinyl in your grandpa's attic that turns out to be a lost Beatles recording.
You might be onto something with that analogy. The Switch audience, they're usually drawn to certain types of games, right? Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, the big hitters. Does a billiards game really fit that mold?
Well, I gotta be honest here. When I think intense Switch gaming, it's usually me sweating over a tricky jump in Celeste or trying to 100% Hollow Knight. You know, the usual casual stuff.
Laugh slightly.
Right, exactly. But hey, remember when Doom came out on Switch? No one expected a hardcore shooter to work on there, but it found its audience? Maybe this billiards game is going for a similar vibe.
True. So we've got this potential clash of expectations. The Switch's rep for pick up and play fun, and then billiards. A game that, let's be real, requires a certain level of finesse, strategy, maybe even a bit of luck. Not to mention the control scheme. Are we talking motion controls with the Joy-Cons? Imagine trying to line up that perfect shot using gyro aiming.
Oh man, don't even get me started on gyro aiming. I'm all for innovation, but some things are better left to buttons and joysticks. Speaking of which, what kind of experience do you think this game is going for, listener?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Are we talking hyper-realistic simulation here? Like, you can practically feel the felts on the table, see the chalk on the cue, or is it more of a wacky, over-the-top arcade experience? Explosions when you sink a shot, trick shots that defy physics, you know, the works.
Don't forget the multiplayer aspect. Is this a game you'd play solo, honing your skills against AI opponents? Or are we talking local multiplayer, crowding around the TV with your buddies, trash talking and racking up wins? Or even online play? Imagine climbing the leaderboards, becoming the undisputed king or queen of digital billiards.
And that brings us to another point, doesn't it? This whole deep dive, it's really highlighted something interesting about the Switch itself. It's become this incredibly diverse platform.
Right. We've gone from assuming it's all about family-friendly fun to speculating about hardcore billiards simulations and online tournaments. Who would have thought?
It's proof that even in a world of sprawling RPGs and action-packed shooters, there's still a place for those. Quieter, more focused experiences. Games like Stardew Valley and Untitled Goose Game prove that. Maybe 3D billiards is next.
Maybe it is. So listener, you've officially given us more questions than answers, and you know what? That's kind of perfect.
It's the beauty of a good mystery. We've laid out the groundwork, explored the possibilities, now it's up to you to find the truth.
Exactly. If anyone out there decides to take the plunge, download 3D billiards, pool, and snooker, let us know. Is it the hidden gem we hope it is? We need your first-hand account to close the loop on this deep dive. Until then, happy gaming.
Whoa. jackpot.